Mood is really good. Confidence is really high, so that's obviously a real positive. And yeah, the only concerns then are just don't take the confidence into overconfidence. But I think training last night was really good. Guys looked sharp, so yeah, feeling good.
Any suspensions?
No, we got a few on a single yellow card, but nobody suspended, so everyone's fit and available.
With promotion already secured, any temptation to rotate your squad, or are you going with your full strong team?
I always say the hardest part in coaching is really squad management. You know, everybody wants to play. No matter what you say, every player wants to get minutes on the field. So we want to try always to reward the commitment, the effort that the guys put in. So wherever possible, we do that. But we also know it's big boy football, and the results are the name of the game. So we have to always be making sure we prioritize that. But we're at the same time very confident in the ability of all the players in the squad. So wherever possible, we always try to find opportunities to rotate the squad. And yeah, by all means, we will do that. But I keep saying we have a number of different tools that we can apply in different ways, which gives us, as a coaching staff, it's a tremendous thing to be able to come into every game, look at the opponent and say, all right, I think this person fits best. So naturally, there's a certain measure of squad rotation that comes through that. But yeah, tonight we want to see if there are some players that we can get the feet wet, make them feel comfortable, because as you mentioned in your previous question, suspensions happen, and you need to have guys that feel comfortable coming in and doing the job when called on, and that the rest of the team feels comfortable. You know, they've had that experience on the field, that shared experience, so they feel comfortable whenever someone else is on the field. So yeah, we'll inevitably have some rotations.
Squad is in a bit of uncharted territory in terms of 3 straight wins.
Yeah.
Do you think it's weighing on them to make it 4, or are they playing with more freedom, or still with the confidence to know that they've played the league thus far?
I don't get a sense that it's weighing them down. I do. I mean, we keep promoting it. Like, it's really important for us to perform for good support. I don't think anyone's taking for granted that we've attained promotion and therefore the result isn't important anymore. But I don't think it's weighing on them in that sense. You know, I do feel the guys are very relaxed. So yeah, good place to be, I would say. I mean, Khalil will have to tell me if he feels pressured, but I don't get any sense that any of the guys are pressured.
So was it planning going forward to stay in with being known that you guys were using tactics that you guys were using in terms of bringing overseas players to group with the younger players?
Right. So we understand again, League B is a higher level. I think the biggest challenges, biggest difference, from my experience and observations, is the physical levels. So we've continued to raise those as we've been going along, and we know that between this next match and the next window in November, we have to try to raise that bar again, and that's going to be a consistent thing throughout. Because yeah, League B is going to be a different challenge, but ability-wise, on the technical side, we know that we've got a lot of talent available to us. So it doesn't make us feel pressured to bring in overseas players, which is not to say that overseas players don't have talent, that they're not players that can bring an added value to the team. But it's good to be in a position where we feel like the locally based players are stepping up to the mark and are performing at the levels that are needed for us to be able to get results. But yeah, by all means, we want to be able to make the squad as strong as possible, especially in light of upcoming challenges. So we certainly have our eyes out at overseas-based players to kind of give us a little extra where in areas maybe that we think we could strengthen.
So adding to that, Kent, is it safe to say that you, as from your perspective as a coach, would you say that you're comfortable in your comfort zone with our locally based players at this juncture? Yeah,
I mean, the performance the other night, I think, was as much a reinforcement for me as anything. But we know there's always room for improvement. So we gotta be honest about that. We know that when we push levels, it's just natural that not everyone is able to maybe go as far, right? And that's a harsh reality that we will have to face, that players will have to face. But we want to help everybody that we bring into the squad to get to those levels, and so we're going to push them. So far, no one has refused to respond, right? So that's obviously a big positive. But we also know we're dealing with amateur players primarily here, and there are limitations to what or how fast they're going to be able to advance because of the nature of that. When you have guys in a professional environment, especially when it comes to physical preparation, they're in a much better place to be able to step up to those demands. So yeah, it's going to always be a tough balance, but bottom line is, yeah, we feel good about the locally based players right now.
Okay. And going back to our League C fixture, final fixture of the League C, the Jonteau boys, they are slightly above USVI when it comes to, application technicality of the game. How do you, and I know you have one up against them from the first leg, so in terms of application tomorrow for the Bajan Tridents, how are we gonna, go about making sure that they don't silence us tomorrow night?
Well, if you're talking about asking me my game plan, I'm not going to tell you that, obviously. But we recognize, we played against them and we watched them the other night, so we know the challenge that they face. We are prepared for that, and yeah, it's about execution. We know that they'll challenge us in a different way, and so we understand where those strengths are, and we're prepared to deal with that.
Khalil. Yes.
Switch things.
As in,
Just-
so
Yeah.
no pressure button. What about these?
Yeah, let's come forward a little bit.
So Khalil, you came through the ranks and you're here in the senior setup. How does it feel to be playing at home? I believe this is your first home game.
Second.
The second home game. So I believe your foot is wet. You're a little comfortable now. Should Coach Jonteau give you a start tomorrow night? How ready are you?
Hopefully he gives me a start, but I feel ready. I just want to do my job when I get on the pitch. I feel like this win would be really important to us, my teammates. Set a statement, say that we're ready to play in League B, and hopefully keep pushing, keep the momentum going, and take it further.
Okay.
How was the camaraderie in the locker room and on the field with the guys?
I feel like we're together, although the team has changed a bit. I feel like we're still a team. We all want to fight for each other, and we're ready to play together.
Khalil, what's changed? You've been in the squad for a bit now. What has changed with this squad? You're scoring goals, not conceding many. Everything seems to be clicking from a player's perspective. What's been the difference?
I feel like just time. Earlier in the year when Coach Ken came in, there was no starting. We were trying to get to know each other, gel together. So I feel like the time that we got in the training pitch, being around each other, building confidence as well and chemistry. I feel like it's just coming together now. So the performances should be on the pitch now.
I'm sure you want the Barbadian public to come out in numbers tomorrow night and support.
Definitely. I feel like it's a good way to see out the final game. Everyone in the stands, hopefully get a win and celebrate.
And how has it been for you personally overseas, studying and training and being able to give back of service to your country in football? How has that been for you?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I just want to do my best to represent my country, my family, even my coach, because at the end of the day, he's who's giving me the opportunity to play. So I just want to help everyone and prove that I can play.
Okay, and as in terms of your game developmental, Niall, he scored a hat-trick the other night, and he spoke about being overseas helped him technically. So what about you in terms of that aspect?
Yeah, definitely the experiences I've gained have helped me a lot. I've been pretty much all over, but different experiences, understanding different levels, and I've been taught a lot throughout my coaches I've met, different levels I've played at, and I feel like it's all coming together, but I'm still very young and have more to go, so just keep learning and keep my head down and hopefully perform on the pitch.